far better game out of Vitality on Mirage than we've seen for a long time. Some positional changes on CT side, some very, nicely paced T side rounds from Apex. A lot of things to like when it came to Vitality on NiP's pick, and now they go to their home turf, Harry. Gonna need a lot more out of Headtrick. Pressure's on for this young gun at his first Tier 1 LAN. Gotta learn quick or die trying. Got nades on Magisk, P250 on ZywOo. And a count on config, but it seems like a bit of a mid-crunch for everyone involved. All the CTs facing, fighting, and pulling up with the kills. 4 in a moment as dupreeh cowers in a corner. Let Alexi walk for a second, but he will be eviscerated, you'd like to think, after 2. Config closes. And was that Apex just shouting anyway? You lost the pistol, bud.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta try and stay in their heads, right?
Yeah, sure. Definitely were in the first half, or first map rather. Apex was yelling the roof down in the Hall of Heroes.
I kind of love that. Right?
Yeah.
Yelling
I don't think I've ever seen anyone lose a round and like hype your team up, like scream them down. That's one way to do it. And Vitality comes right in with a force, looking for vengeance quick.
Yeah, that was a very Alexi move. Also no stranger to Inferno is this guy. Certainly going to have ideas. And look at this one.
Hello.
Config.
He took a flash.
Yeah, he's been given a flash, right? And so that's screaming, I'm going to pop you through something here. It's never going to get that far because they will come to Config. Dead after 1, that flash never goes out, but the molly at least stifles the banana play, slows it down. Alexi actually goes back in a fight for that and learns the hard way that that was the wrong move. ZywOo holding on to it, and now Vitality sit with the man advantage, a 4v3 out of the gate. Still a minute left to play with, plenty of util. They're armed, they're dangerous. Vitality, this one's got some serious legs on it. They're going to make something of this round.
Yeah, and I think NiP are gambling. Headtrick's leaning out of B, hoping that Vitality make the wrong move and go into the stacked site. I don't see them doing so. They've got 1 smoke, perfect for CT, and just chain flashes over the roof. This is their round. NiP know it, Vitality don't. This round's already done. They will pick up the force buy. They just got to clear their corners and get that plant in ASAP. And the penny dropping. It's one way to do it. Alexi went back for more there, and because ZywOo was on top of the logs, he could just get that slither of a head to grab the dink, and then even as Alexi tried to crouch out under the corner, he gets found by ZywOo. 1 Galil with a bunch of Tech 9s, and it's the 1 Galil that does everything they need. Both B entries, and a round winner from ZywOo. Top performer of last map as well. Definitely a good start for Vitality, because at least, Harry, in the last map, the one thing NiP did have in their pocket
was the pistol and
the conversions. It was a 3rd round force for Vitality that won it out on Mirage, but NiP at least went up 2-0 in the half before problems arose. They won't even get that far this time. And you hate losing to force buy on CT side, especially on a map that's so reliant on having money for the utility, so you can actually take banana, so you can buy a Headtrick and AWP. And already those problems appearing.
All right, force around the save guns for an NiP. Boost for Brolin. There are players coming his way, and he wins that first engagement, getting out of there as well. Good 5v4 for NiP. They're able to hold on to it for now. Brolin could get caught. Oh, it's a scary time to change those guns. Brolin goes up towards the apartments. Rez blind down in the pit. He's been discovered, but holds on with 1. dupreeh trades. A 3v3 as the A site's broken apart. There was a triple B early for the NiP boys. They're now going to have to group and try and retake this one. Nade's nice, bit of damage onto dupreeh, softening him up. Hoping to make this retake a little easier. There's another nade that can look to be deployed here. Smoke ahead of the Moto as well. Creates a little corridor for these SMGs to try and work with. dupreeh's content with that one kill and now just tries to stay alive. He succeeds in that mission. Vitality, they find the conversion. They break apart the force. They're up onto a second, and now there's nothing left in the tank for NiP.
Yeah, there wasn't even a kit in that 3-on-3 anyway for them to, make that round a reality. Even if they got the kills quickly, they probably would have lost to the clock. So, unfortunate stuff for NiP. A couple of well-placed trades coming out of apartments. Vitality win the round. dupreeh with a 3K as well. He was at least the quieter player back on Mirage for Vitality. Not that it was a problem by any means. But two nice entries to the A site from him. And wins the kill that denies that retake from, even transpiring for NiP. 2-1, and NiP are already on the pauses. Tack, not tech. They've got to get on top of it. And the vibes just do look very good. Not just the fact that Apex is screaming after rounds, win or loss, but just everyone with these half smiles on their faces, whereas looks of despair on NiP.
I think there's probably a lot of pressure on Alexi as well, right, in this game. And I imagine that'll be the case throughout all the Katowice, right? Especially in this one, though, with Hedrick having such a rough start, I can imagine that he wants to put a bit of attention there, try to get him activated, try to bring him back into the game. And then on top of that, you have to deal with the fact that you've got Config standing in, right, and might require a little bit more babysitting. Feels like on T sides, they kind of just leave him to his own devices, but it's in the CT half where things might be a little more troublesome.
And that's a story of NiP, right, as a team in the last 2 years, ever since the pandemic, right? Think about how many stand-ins this team has had, not just stand-ins and changing players, but especially academy players that NiP have tried out, right, to different degrees of success. All of them looking pretty good. Over the last 2 years, we've had Fuzi, ZTR, Maxter, Linus. We've had so many different players go through this NiP roster, 2 in-game leaders. I mean, they just can't really get comfortable with a roster, and so it puts a bit of an asterisk on, or a bit of a reason as to why this team has been struggling to, achieve any titles in the last couple of years. I think that much has to be considered. It feels like they can't remain consistent. How are you supposed to when you can't even field the same 5 for more than a couple of months at any time? Throw on Hampus now, back to medical leave. Ooh. Yeah, it just makes it harder and harder for the NiP core. And I mean, the one consistency behind all of this has really just been Rez. If you think about it, he's been on this team for almost 6 years now.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, well.
He tried to, he's dropped the other gun in spawn. He was hoping they would save them both, and now they might save neither. Alexi should be good to grab it. For ZywOo, not really worth committing to the hunt any further, and so he will let one of these guns get out of the round. A 3rd on the board for Vitality, and now we're going to have the reinvestment coming down the pipeline for NiP. There's a couple of PT50 kills for Hedrick, a couple of frags, couple of feel-good kills as well, right? Because he does have the odds stacked against him in that fight. Sometimes it doesn't take a lot to get you reactivated again, right? And so I'm hoping, now that he's donning this AWP, he's on the CT side of Inferno, where AWPers get to do their best work on this map. I want to see him hit the ground running. I think that's going to be needed for NiP to remain competitive in this series.
They try and put some onus on Banana, but there are mollies from either side a car. So he can't face deep. And it's just going to be, again, this early apps pop. It worked so well last time with dupreeh's entries. Brolin's got a nice gun for the job, though. One shot up close. Oh, he looks away. The Orc ready to rip and roar, and they jump right past him. Rez helps with a crossfire as Brolin draws them in. 2 kills from Rez. He even gets the reload off as Config covers on the site. And now Magisk in a 1v5. Vitality can't celebrate for long. This is a flawless round for NiP so far. And Magisk is not even being given a fight to get back into this round. Brolin's one way in pit, and both site players have cover, forcing Magisk to swing, so he'll reroute. Time is his only friend, but everyone else is an enemy.
Oh. Wow! I hear yelling! I hear yelling!
That's Apex!
That was one kill! One tap, one bullet. Magisk, still 4 more to find. And they're all holding him. the Orps even got this from Library.
Yeah.
Hedrick will nail it. That was so loud. That didn't even come through for you guys. We just heard that like
No,
from the other room.
I think the mics were open. I think it was in our ears. I really hope. Apex coming through with a smack talk today, man. Keep it going, my guy. And good shot for Hedrick. Hey, he got given a fight, Harry, and he won it. Something to be said for that. We've not had many chances for the guy. Another buy for Vitality. Another triple B off of Spawn, but the Orb starts in Apartments, looking to take a piece out of this Vitality push.
This is nice though, man. Hedrick's already kind of showing a lot of initiative. He's really having an effort to be involved early, right? There was that feeling on Mirage that he just kept getting dodged.
Oh, yeah.
Fighting for the Apartments, he decides he would rather not, and so falls on out of there, playing the balcony.
Oh.
If anyone was boosted up there,
Where's Olaf?
he would have serious questions, but that molly would have flushed them out. Right, motor smoke. Oh, sorry, long smoke going over. Going to give you the ability to cross behind this and wrap CT. Curious if dupreeh wants to try and realize that vision now. He's got a lot of guys with him. Back to back as Vitality take this long control. Now the question becomes, what do they want to do with it? They spot Alexi down at the speedway.
Oh.
Alexi with grace gets up.
It's a nice spot, though, but it's still 50-50.
What is it, a pergola? Is that what these are?
I've never heard that word in my life, Harry. I'll believe it. Perched on the perg, ZywOo comes round to purge. Yeah, of course, he checks it. Beautiful stuff. And now this B split's on.
Yeah, still too strong here. Rez up on the boost. Nice little off angle to find dupreeh, and his teammates coming on the rotate.
Oh.
Rez clean with the AK, clean with the headshots, and just Spinks left in at the end. 10 seconds left. He's running. He's out of there. He wants nothing to do with this B side of the map. So NiP find themselves a third. Rez with some masterful shooting. He kind of was like the one guy on Mirage that was giving you a bit of faith. I think for my money, it was actually like him and Alexi, because Alexi won like a good few couple of clutch rounds in there, right? Rez also was really the only player winning opening fights for NiP, and this is lovely, right? This is masterful. Great awareness to lob it back round, check out top banana.
The style points, 360.
Yeah.
Take that into account. The judges will hold up their scores.
Craig Revel Hallwood. That's a Strictly Come Dancing
No, I get that.
reference.
7! My mum loves that show. That's really niche. Well, it's not that niche, but I'll give it to you.
It's a little niche.
Yeah, you know, Brits only. Hedrick, and he's dead.
Yeah, you know, that's the nature of the beast. Sometimes you go onto an angle and ZywOo will bop you. You come to expect that.
Oh, he sees that up, man. He can taste it. He wants it. Rez, can he get it out of there? Can he? Surely ZywOo doesn't hit this flick, right?
Nah.
Oh, thank goodness. A little more assured. Rez, though, he's got to worry about apps because the smoke's just faded. He's turned back. They jump out. He sprays and he gets both. Rez holds strong as the solo A player, essentially. Brolin's now come in to cover Apartments for him. And this round will be forgotten about nice and swiftly. NiP managed to contain the issue and save that AWP as well. 4-3. But even a strong start for NiP out of the gates won't have me believing too much, because the exact same thing happened on Mirage, and then we had 7 rounds in a row for Vitality, and they stomped the second half as well.
All right, want to try and contest this banana area a little more. Magisk The man fought in to do it.
Oh, the molly. Not great.
Oh, really not great. It's given over that kill for free. Config out in no man's land, and now ZywOo, he just lets it rip.
They know.
In they come through the smoke. Alexi's run down, and Vitality, they go back to basics on that one there.
Complete disrespect. And I don't know if Config realized that that molly fell short, right? That molly bouncing off the half wall should just cover all of Banana. He goes a bit wider, and they just walk right through. Not even a tick of damage. It's just free real estate, mate. And an easy entry kill. They find a double, and even though Alexi throws a smoke, meaning they know there's a third player, as he's shifting along, not sure where he was trying to go, but he falls off the little lip of the fountain, and so essentially he's mid-air when he starts shooting.
Yeah.
So it's just a free kill. And even if it's not, they're running through the smoke. They're going to trade that. So just the worst way that round could have gone, really, and it all started with one missed Molotov from Alexi. 5 alive, 4 on the board. And Vitality, another tick in the box. Look at this. It just didn't seem, I don't think Config was ready for that at all.
No, and I mean, you saw like how that threw everything off about the B-hold, right? It wasn't just the opener, it was the two other players inside of the site, right? Like caught out in kind of no man's land as well. There's this idea, there's this veneer of control over towards Banana that wasn't real. It wasn't as established as they thought it was, and so it completely threw them through a loop. Now maybe you can write that one off. You can say, okay, unfortunate bit of missed util. You've got to get straight back on the horse now that it's tried to throw you off. ZywOo flashed in towards top Banana again. He's had a lot of success here. But this time, NiP throw a safer molly to keep them at bay.
Yeah, it's even nice to know the Vitality, like sometimes it's dangerous if you get a kill on this map to just gung-ho in, especially when you're doing it B. There's very often triple B setups at the start of rounds, but you know, Vitality, they don't doubt themselves. They don't even need to trade out. They just activate as a group. If anything does go wrong, there's numbers there to ensure trades. Head trick hits his shot now. Magist gone, but they're wrapping the long side very quickly. Brolin needs his kills. Oh, it's messy. Not a single headshot in sight. Only dupreeh who lands it.
Oh.
Head trick trapped by a Molotov of his own. He has to run through to give them the sight.
Yeah, set up nicely to play retake though in the 4v4. Apartment starting to get cleared as well, so Hedrick only has to worry about the angles ahead of him. Alexi with this backstab. Spinks is going to have to check this eventually. Holding it from the balcony right now. Spinks comes out with the first frag. Hedrick dead. That's the AWP dropped over towards short. Now left a man down. NiP are going to call for the retreat. So much was weighted on that first engagement, and Hedrick was kind of the least tradable player there. With him falling over towards short, there was no one else to react. There was no one else to play off the back of that. That cements the save for NiP. And so Vitality are starting to build, starting to make something of this T side. They're in a really good spot now. These saved guns at least allow for another investment to come down the pipeline from NiP. But before that, going to be supplemented with a timeout. Chance for DJL to get involved, talk to the boys, try to figure out what's going wrong, because this is a round that even starts to the benefit of NiP. And they still come up short. It's also another one of these triple B stacks that, in this instance, gets straight up avoided. They find that softened A site. And I think what's so scary right now for me is that NiP, even when they've played triple B, it has not been a certainty. And as a result, you know, like they're feeling like they do need to dedicate this many resources there. They do need 3 players, because it's even like feeling 50-50 in those moments. And that's leaving this A site that much weaker. It's leaving it in a spot where rounds can be decided on 2 kills.
Lots of nades in spawn. Going to come back for that later, but these rounds have been very quick out of the gate. You'll notice, right, for an Inferno T side, it's not been Vitality doing this slow defaulting, going back and forth between sites. They've kind of picked their site and they've hit it. Oh my god, again, Hedrick caught. I think they boosted there. Magist just gets that kill on Hedrick's missed shot, and he can't run back in time. Inside of a Molotov. From bad to worse. They're already out mid as well. Rez is here. Config smoked off. They very close to it though. Rez just walks around the corner as Config comes through with 2. It's not enough. The trades are so good. This is the same on Mirage. Often wasn't needed, but I mentioned in the first map, like no one got multi-kills on a defense on A, which is where Vitality were frequenting on their T sides. They were trading so efficiently, grouped so tightly, and the same in mid again. NiP just throw themselves through the long smoke as Rez walks out porch. And Vitality far more favored as they come out of that one in a 3-on-1. And again, these rounds are just so quick for an Inferno game. They may have got that B pick. They could have run in off the back of it, but they just go right back to mid and shred. Alexi trying to save. There's no molly, thank goodness, but Magisk has time to run in if he wants. And why not? Oh, what?
Oh, buddy!
He pulled his knife.
You saving for next game?
Oh, no!
Why did he pull his knife? I can't rationalize that one.
I don't want to try and think why. All I know is that he did.
This is the entry on the head trick. It's very quick.
Dude, heart goes out to Config in that moment as well, right? Kind of did all he could, tried his best to get involved, tried his best to turn the tide.
Oh,
now it gets very
That's a tilt. We've all been there. We've all been there. Oh, dear. And the scoreline's not even that bad yet. It's going to get worse before it gets better, though, on this eco. Config,
yeah, he wins these. Yeah, that's clean. 5-7. It's a gross little gun.
True.
Really is.
Oh, we heard all of it. Oh, he's calling his team back. He's just going to walk up longside, and you know that Abs player's gone back to pit likely anyway. It's not that. NiP have just gambled. They've run everyone B. They can still go B if they want, and dupreeh could just cut this off.
Dude, I really think this just comes with the territory of being like familiar with NiP, familiar with Alexi's style of calling, right? You hear that rotate, you hear the apartments player also legging it out of there, and you feel prepared enough. Like, the realization was instant from dupreeh. There was not a second of hesitation on that. Immediately, he's like, yep, they're stacking. They're gamble stacking. They love doing this.
Yeah.
And so it's the perfect counter. Now, there is this wrap down through Banana that Magisk is solely responsible for, and he will give a kill away. dupreeh surprises them on the rotate in, but they've got to try and keep this mid-crunch at bay. ZywOo will. They line up for him. Headtrick bests him in the head-to-head. Been a troublesome series for this guy, but in the 1v2, it's an awkward question posed. Do you want to give this a go? It's actually one of the best chances you've had it around, as awkward as that is to say. But with so much time to... Gets the spot, gets out of there, doesn't want to recommit to that fight. And so Vitality up onto 7, continuing this streak as their T-side starts to take shape. That's now 4 in a row.
You're going to hear Vitality shouting to save again. They are definitely in NiP's head right now. There's no question about it. And yeah, I think that's why the arena, or sorry, not the arena, but the Hall of Heroes here.
The glass about to go down.
Yeah, it's
and then they all start yelling obscene.
This is why it's so great, right? It's so great because you just have to look across. Every team, by the way, is playing their opponent opposite. So you have to look across the room and see Apex, screaming at you, and it's really annoying. I can imagine.
Oh, he's got a big grin on his face.
Yeah.
The Magisk is chiming in a little with some stuff, and you're just sat there molding.
Right. This is it, though. This is if NiP were ever going to actually save this game, because it doesn't feel like they're in it right now. It's off this round. You've got to wake up, and you've got to win a gun round here and now. Alexi with deep util down Banana. Config, I like the change. He's here now to try and take fight. He's pushed all the way down with Alexi, and he will get traded. Alexi blind, makes it out with one more. And can he escape for good? He's jumping. It's a risky move, but with the smoke down, Vitality don't want to go through. They know they started heavy B, and so they're just going to pick up the pace on this A site.
Yeah, they get ahead of that nade. Brolin responsible for a lot here, but a good timing on the balcony swing. Apex with the trade. Head trick inside of the site, all alone with the AWP. Low HP on Apex.
Hit it.
He needs to hit this, and he's been spotted from the balcony. Boxed in.
No.
Spinks will get rid of him. A 2v2. Walking the Moto smoke could be perfect. Spinks is on the balcony, but now dropping into the pit. He's going to start to consider this eventually. Crossing, playing this crossfire between the site and pit. It's a gnarly one to deal with. Rez wins that first fight. Spinks is not available for an immediate attempt at the trade. They now both cross in. Tap on the bomb. It's the commit. It's the stick. He didn't get Alexi off the bomb, Spinks. He's got to go back in. And that opportunity sails past them. Right from under their noses, NiP steal that one away.
Oh, I think he thought he was going to get insta-refragged, right? Like he was just trying to get enough damage off and then try and kill the player peeking him, but they didn't know where he was. They thought he was backside or mini pit. One more bullet would have actually done it to get the defuse stopped. And then he could have just stalled in the corner again. That's really awkward. Don't know how that spray doesn't kill Alexi. You'll take that if you're NiP, though. Such a huge round. And a nice banana take as well to set it up. Config and Alexi getting involved. And they'll do it again. It's Rez this time with a lovely spray conversion. Saves the day. Magisk almost got out. And we've already said these rounds have been quick. Vitality still laying claim to middle. And NiP rotate 4 back. Config has 2 smokes at that B site available. And he's going to need them because Vitality, while they smoke off long, they're going to be really quickly recommitting to Banana. And Config, this is an extremely dangerous position to play as a solo B player. You need to drop your smoke and get out of there, and he's done it at the right time. Ready to drop it once he hears some noise. They've boosted, and this has netted them kills before. And there's the smoke for Config, thank goodness. If he stayed at Sandbags and died, that's the way to win the round for Vitality. Meanwhile, NiP are getting curious.
Oh, sorry, Spinks. The timing on that, it's brutal. He was considering it right up until the moment they come in on that flank. Still, Vitality do get into sight, and ZywOo holds on. Nice shot from the AWP. They're up Banana. They're right here. The ZywOo comes to them. Hot with the AWP, but it's quickly extinguished. Brolin through that smoke puts a stop to ZywOo. Apex with a wide swing, can't convert the kill to Rez, and so the retake will take shape for NiP. It will come together, putting a stop to ZywOo. Seemed like the really important part there. It felt like he was about to have one of those rounds that feels like only he can have. And that's where Brolin comes in with a bit of chance going his way.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities for that round to get robbed, but NiP back-to-back retakes, or at least keeping them in the CT side to a degree. They can still win the half. Waking up right at the very end. It's been off the back of finding opening kills at Banana, though, and I wonder if Vitality have got any adaptations there to put ZywOo with the AWP, perhaps, to start B. Because back-to-back rushes down to logs for NiP. Well, they haven't taken Banana. These have been very uncomfortable rounds, where Vitality have just offered double, triple entry B with ease. Where's Hedrick's spawn? Nothing interesting. Gonna start A, and again that triple B.
It was an alright spawn for the mid-fight.
Yeah, I don't think...
One to like play this shallower angle, right?
Oh, there's the solution.
Oh, wow.
Spam the smoke. LXB still once more. Oh, he's very lucky to be alive right now.
I don't know if you're going to be expecting this. This is ballsy out of Alexi, right? That smoke's got about a quarter of the timer left on it in just a moment. Will they be ready for this? Alexi up close. There's one, but that's all it is. Top Banana player can't justify fighting for this. Rez at the sandbag, still boxed in. Magisk. Clean AK entries. B is open right now. There's no one else here for NiP. Vitality pumped the brakes in the 4v2. They can go and explore. They can go and see what else this map has to offer. But if they follow through with the B play, they will be taking this round. Once more, similar to Mirage, locking in a 1-out half at bare minimum.
Look at the bullet impacts on the wall at Car. Like, that's how much spam they fired to try and kill Alexi, or rather Rez at the start of the round, whoever it was behind the car. My goodness. And yeah, they've won it. They're about to find out as well. Head trick. Oh, yeah, awkward stuff. Scoped in. And that's the round, folks. Brolin's left to save. Can try and grab that AWP last second if he wants to risk it. But Spinks is still hanging around because Vitality can afford it. Well, they can't really, but they're not going to need to worry because they've got the kills anyway. And they've certainly got the rounds. Half one out by Vitality, and we've still got one more to make that even sweeter by the end of their T side. And now they've started slowing down the pace as well in these last couple. Sure, NiP had those retake rounds, but smooth shooting for Vitality. And rather unfortunate for Alexi as well. He takes Apex out of that cubby while he's here at Banana, and maybe he would have been ready for Magisk, but as soon as he gets that kill, the deep Banana smoke fades as well. And so he has to be careful of ramp and middle, so he can't even get ready for logs. This molly earlier pushed Spinks away from climbing up balcony. It will do so again. Top B smoke. That's how, and that's from Vitality. You can see that's how keen they are to stop this Banana take for NiP. And it's worth it. NiP don't have the nades in this last round.
Yeah, the lack of Molotov means that if Vitality make this as pacey as it's looking, you're not slowing this down. You've got to do it with the guns. The flashes are great. Head trick is so blind, and oh, it is just all laid out over here towards B. Vitality, it's like it was written in the scriptures. They break through that triple hold with ease, and they even lob in this deep CT smoke. Want to replenish it, and a third, because there was a gap on that second one. But yeah, you can't get back in here if you're NiP. The boost is a nice idea to give you a go. They will get one out of the round. Oh, make it a double. Rez and Brolin trying to return some hope to the ranks of NiP. Coming through the smokes now, they're running into the site, but blind from the flash and mopped up by Spinks gives way to a 9-6 half in favor of Team Vitality.
Yeah, I'm faking it.
Yeah, they're coming up in
No,
between.
I don't see anyone.
Flash
They're
them.
multi. I'm coming. I'm
Yeah,
Sigma.
let's go long with her. Let's go split again. Let's go split. Let's split.
I don't have smoke. I don't have smoke.
Come. Oh,
We don't have.
Okay, let's go short. Let's go short. Nice.
Hey, long.
Nice. Last B. Last B.
Left side. Could be wood.
I think it's gonna be runes. Right side or something. He's dark.
Not good.
Nice.
90 mil.
You saving for next game?
Statistics, man.
Remaining for Spirit to use within this second half. Very liberal on their CT side. 3 used within what felt like a patch of 5 rounds, but now the final expended here. And to have a big discussion. The money, 3.7 on the high end, 2.7 on the low. They know that only one player survived. They can still break phase. So this is a big conversation to have right now. Boris has been doing an awful lot of damage, and Wonderful here with this plant has given them something a little extra to work with if they do want to push all in. Your other option is just take a little bit more reserved, a couple of upgrades. You know the loss bonus into the next is going to be about that 2,400 mark. So if you leave yourself roughly 2K, you'll be sitting pretty. And that looks like the option that has been discussed. It's all right, boys. We'll let them get to 10, but we'll hold them there.
Yeah, we saw that nuke in the most recent affair, but that was so long ago, nearly 9 months since that IEM Cologne affair. Wonderful had only been in the roster for a single month, so a lot of evolution you'd expect from
a lot of
both
experience
teams.
as well.
Yeah, that too.
You had Wonderful and Patsy named as Rookies of the Year. Well, they were in the conversation. It was actually Monacy who won Rookie of the Year last year. Makes sense.
Shocked Pikachu face.
I think he was number 7 in the top 20, but Patsy and Wonderful definitely made more than a name for themselves in 2022, and let's see if he can do it with the Deagle. He's already hit a couple of big boppers.
That'll be all for now. Some info, definitely flowing though. Spirit aware, 2 towards this yard position, keeping them at arm's length, understandably so. Brokey just forgoes that line on ramp, and yeah, second guessing it now, realizes that is a gap and a very viable one for Spirit. Bait a shot, but needs help, and Brain, the one to spray. 2 down on ramp, a missed shot from Brokey, but channels them back to lobby all the same. This constant moving amoeba of defense.
And they understand that if they can just get another kill, right, a little bit of damage, it doesn't have to be the round win. I say that, it all starts to fall apart. The House of Cards tumble, and it will just be one casualty that FaZe drops in the previous round of play. that's one of the better scenarios for FaZe, right? If you want to put the shoe on the other foot and talk about things from their perspective, they need to start having more clean rounds if they want to build a strong CT economy here to help them close this map out, or at least bring it back into winning ways.
Well, they said some work had gone into this to make ZywOo feel more accommodated, more at home, and boy, does he look at home right now. Great first half out of this guy, currently undefeated in opening fights, 5-0. He's having a whale of a time, and it's a big reason as to why Vitality sit in the lead right now at 9-6. NiP having to play catch up here, and it's all going to have to begin on this T side. Now, pistol rounds have been a kind of bright spark for NiP. They need that to hold true now more than ever.
Yeah, both, well, all three so far in the series had something at least, but even in this map, they were unable to convert it. Went for a gamble stack after losing a pick. And Vitality's walked into B. That's what NiP are doing now. Lots of nades, so they're just going to flat out execute. The question is, ZywOo, he's had a great game so far. Can he keep it roaring? Julie's on the B site. Apex with some nades. But they're going to disrespect his smoke, no doubt about it. It's the ZywOo show. We are watching Vitality after all.
ZywOo could get mollied here. With 2 mollies in tow for NiP. Instead, it's going to be dark and backside, so ZywOo's not Molotov'd out. It's all the dual Berettas. Lock out the first 2 men that try to come through. Apex now the only defender. Good bit of damage. Brolin caught on the smoke. Config replies, and a 2v3 starts to settle in over towards this B side of the map, but not for long. Config can't wrestle with the dual Berettas. Magisk drops that bomb out in the open, and for Headtrick, the rookie, the youngster, back of the site, all alone, not long for this world. Vitality win their first pistol round in this series, and it's the one that sends them up into the lead in a very big way. A real chance at the 2-0 now to open up their run in the group.
Just they're so confident. The fact that Magisk is even taking that fight before his team are even close to being there in the 1v1 on B. Apex coming through this smoke, and what a great reposition for ZywOo. When he sees that execute's coming, he jumps up on that little lip and knows as they go through the smoke, they're looking forward, not backwards. Yeah, it's just everything's coming up for Vitality. Everyone looks so confident. They're winning ecos. They're winning forces. And the amount of missed gambles that NiP even called in that first half as well. A very difficult matchup for the majority Scandinavian team. Only Glocks here. It's going to be a nice, easy conversion. Apex keen to get involved early. Make this money with the UMPs. Lots of damage downrange, and Vitality have had enough of respecting. They've heard enough Glocks to want to take these fights. dupreeh does get dinked, but there still should be no worry. 5 alive is the intention, and the destination. Spix might even ace this.
Ooh.
Psych. You thought.
I wanted to spam the nade.
Just the vibes are great, man.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of Honeymoon Vitality to a degree, but with some sharper setups we've seen, right? Spinks obviously getting added to this team in August last year, going on immediately to winning Pro League finals after a great group stage run and a victory over Liquid in the end of it in Malta. And then obviously a sharp drop-off and an underperformance in Rio, but I don't know, it just feels different today, Harry. I just hope they can keep it up.
Okay, I'm seeing some...
Oh, that's not the player you're meant to kill.
I was going to say, I'm seeing some vintage Apex moves with him like swinging wide at top banana, right? That's always one that used to scar me, but it works much to their favor in the opener of this round. Oh, there we go. There's always, you know, one little banana peek too many. He gets one in the series. He gets one in the series.
Yeah. That's like the first, you know, first time it's really looked a bit out. And he's 5 and 13, but you couldn't tell from the T side we just had.
Yeah, plus, you know, I don't really have any issue with Apex kind of being the first man in T-side. He should be. You know, it's more in the CT engagements. That was always the problem for these guys on Inferno.
Well, at least
sometimes he would just get a little stuck in at top banana. At this round, he finds the 4v4. Sorry, Hugo, I've interrupted you 3 times now. So take it.
I don't want to talk because you're going to interrupt me again.
I'm not. It's not a bit. Right,
but that's the thing.
Config up through long. Rez gonna nail the shot. And the A-Rap is in.
Just
NiP onto another.
But Harry,
just the save out of Vitality.
Talk if you
I'm actually done for real this time.
Ooh.
It's like the online casting area.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. No, you talk. No, I'll talk. I feel for Alexi, man. He's had a bit of a rough go at things this game. Banana. I'm gaslit. I don't want to talk anymore.
Y'all can thank me later.
Send PayPal.
All right, 7th round for NiP, but they've got to build upon this, right? If you remember, even back on the previous map, they weren't immune to picking up rounds here and there, have ones that looked pretty clean as well, that you were like, okay, this could be a bit of a turning point, but then they never really ended up being anything more than ones and done. Sure, they went on a couple of 2-round streaks in there, then they would have it fall down versus, you know, 4 spies, low econ rounds on the Vitality side, so... You know, it's all that and more in this instance. We've got the AWP for Zywu, we've got full utility as well for Vitality. The only firepower hit is Magisk with the UMP.
Yeah, but he played on the Glaive. Glaive mastered that weapon. I've seen some moments. You know, there are certain SMGs I assign to players. Glaive is the UMP. Simple is the MP7.
90R?
Yeah, or the Bison. He
Kind of gets
both.
2, doesn't
he? Gets the both, yeah. Pretty suitable. And then the Mac 10 Apex. Flashed up top B now. NiP get that control.
Actually, or like maybe Alexi.
Sure.
Could be another one, and they're voting this game.
Well, we already had Apex take down the opposing captain last round. But he's going to get left to the wayside this time. B is not the object of NiP's desires. Long smoke. And Zywu. He's here. He's ready.
Are they ready to contest with the AWP? That's the big question.
Very early in the half.
Zywu going to reposition, tuck himself in at the side. It's only the leg. He needed that to be a kill. Spinks down in the pit, getting pressured, run out by Hedrick, and he will flush him out. 1 HP for Brolin, and the thing that's so heartbreaking about that is, you know, the number at the top of your screen, not the scoreboard, but like the way if you were playing the number at the top of your screen where you would see like, oh, it's a 2v3, that kind of decides the outcome right now of this round. If this were the 2v2, I think Vitality would have been a lot more interested in giving this one a look in.
And Apex's nade, throw it over the top of the site because it was Brolin who's planting, and suddenly you have a kill and you have a reason to go for it. But they're playing the smart game, they're playing the long game, and they have a bit of money left up for later. So NiP back-to-back A hits and they connect. So even exits for Apex, he can upgrade.
Still a ways to go before NiP get back into this, but as far as like initial eye tests go, this is a nice little stumbling back to your feet, isn't it, right? These 2 saved guns will facilitate another investment to come through the pipeline for Vitality. NiP are just 1 round away, though, from breaking these CT bank accounts. And suddenly, this is a far closer game than you would have expected coming into this second half.
Pause as well before things get out of control, because, you know, we've been framing this as Vitality in full control, and they have been, but now with a couple of gun rounds going the way of NiP and the chance to break the cache for good, this can close up very quickly. Sonic getting some words of wisdom in. Meanwhile, over on the B stream, very close game between FaZe and Spirit. FaZe dominated that first map of Ancient, but now it's getting a little bit tighter. Spirit do love some nuke. Chopper, classic. We got some banging games now, of course, as we enter the groups. And they're going to keep on rolling. OG Mal's up next on the A stream as well. And even IHC taking on Liquid later this evening. Ah, it's good to be back in the season, Harry. Apps pop for NiP. Seems like they're just going to do it out the gates. Brolin's tasked with getting that flash over the top. Just get smoked though, so that will change everything for NiP. They don't want to go completely blind into the site. Brolin retakes Banana instead. dupreeh even checks mid, sees nothing, but that's almost misinformation here for Vitality because 4 players of NiP around the corner. A re-smoke is nice.
Gonna keep them at bay, right? Give Spinks the timing to get up onto the balcony as well. He's even readjusting his seating position. It's kind of a ballsy time to do it, but I like this.
Oh, there's going to be some turbulence.
This is the A play, though. That much is guaranteed, and Vitality have gone for the triple B lean, so the entirety of this round, the entirety of this defense rests on the shoulders of these 2 players. ZywOo loses the first fight, and Spinks can't do anything else about it. They've run down A. NiP move in, and Vitality are left saving. Once again, it's another round on the board for NiP. This comeback starting to take shape here as they find 3 in a row on the T side. And as mentioned, there were going to be economic woes eventually ticking over for Team Vitality. Even with this save, it's kind of dubious to invest again. You would have 4 rifles if you have Apex drop 1 over.
Yeah, no orb though, and you know, no chock load of utility.
You almost feel like eventually, right, you kind of just have to bite the bullet, right, and stop throwing the guns out. Just see what you can accomplish with these 3 saved ones.
I wouldn't be surprised if Apex just calls for 1 more buy just in case while they have the lead before NiP establish that money of their own, but ultimately, I wouldn't say there's necessarily a wrong call right now. They're not in the danger zone just yet. And if Magisk wants to, you know, have no util, he can also arm the 5th player. So they can have 5 M4s, but of course, there's always a concession, isn't there? Bit of target practice while Vitality safe, but NiP are doing it, man. This is a couple of 3 gun rounds on A in a row. These are solid rounds out of NiP. Just nice and concise. They will take the eco. I like the call for Vitality. Not overplaying their hand. And it means they can also play their rifles together. Ooh, Apex makes his work. And now this is excellent. He's arming his team. He even gets the AK out of there. If we can get a quick rotate from ZywOo, he can grab this gun.
Back in.
I know, this is very ballsy. Take the 5v4. Give ZywOo a gun. Suddenly you're cooking.
Oh, hold up. Let him cook. Magisk going in. Oh, helped out by ZywOo. Gonna keep this in the advantage of Vitality. That was the bomb as well, dropped out in the open. So right now, Vitality know what's happening in this round. They know the nature of it. Bit more damage out of ZywOo. Has to be careful here. Apex dead, melted at the back of the site. So ZywOo's feeling a lot of responsibility. Headtrick will get that trade, a 2v2. Bomb dropped in the open, but they're able to retrieve it. Not feeling the pressure yet, but it's about to be applied. Spinks and dupreeh are both here. dupreeh coming up Banana. Spinks back in the ruins. Deagle might want to make contact first. Try and set up dupreeh to accomplish something here on this wrap round. He's got a long sight line and a player with a back turned at the coffins. Rez is on the other side, and that spam connects. Rez never to see the light of day. It's Headtrick left in this one, all alone. Clean flick back to Banana, but he can't seal the deal on the round. The 1v1 comes up in favor of Vitality, and they do it with just the hero guns, a partial buy around them. They find a 12th. They put a stop to the streak of NiP.
Oh, I thought surely that was Headtrick's round, dude. That's the firepower addition of Spinks that we needed. What a 1v1 to close. He was not favored there. Even though he had Headtrick trapped, he was so low. 1 bullet would have done it. And my goodness, Spinks just crouch peeks and closes. Very nice round win out of Vitality, and again, it was Apex with the opening kill, getting that gun out of there, and then setting back up. Vitality win a round they shouldn't. Right as NiP were picking up steam. Meanwhile, while this game is undecided on the B stream, it's looking pretty donezo. FaZe are ready to end it, and they've 2-0 Team Spirit at the same time. Vitality are looking for just as much. A good start to the tournament for FaZe. Currently upset free on day one of the groups. Head trick T-side AWP. Can afford NiP to play a bit of a slower rifle round. Comparatively, these rounds have been a lot slower for NiP than Vitality's quick rushes towards the B site often. A lot of them off the back of finding an opening kill. NiP need the same. They're set up very deep right now. Config has a nice angle on apps. He's even going to get a cart smoke as well, but Vitality will respond. And they're going to go right back to B. Try and put this AWP in the power position. Vitality lose info at A. They're trying desperately to keep them 3 strong, and they've done well. It's forced dupreeh into the bomb site with ZywOo trading out. So rotates will be late as the execute comes in.
Yeah, just a pop flash to send them through, but a kill for both the B site defenders. Config getting activated over in top mid, does best ZywOo, but isn't going to be in a spot to stop these rotates to play into the round. Instead, he's on for a long rotate.
He's going back to mid.
15 seconds, look like it might just be the save call. Config popping heads.
Doesn't matter.
But it's not a route to a win. This one is decided. That B hold stands its ground, and that's a nice feeling for Vitality. This B lean, you know, they've been playing triple B a lot. It started to feel like a bit of a vulnerability, leaving that A site a little lackluster. And that was getting exploited from NiP in the kind of ebb and flow of this game. Then we've seen them go back into some of these B takes, occasionally even getting past triple B holds. But now Magisk and Apex, they step up, they hold the line, they put a stop to NiP in that one there. Vitality, pole position, 13 rounds to their name, and a broken economy for NiP. Not a lot to work with.
Yeah, it seems like Config has just kind of been put in a lot of Hampus' spots, playing a lot of lurky roles on T-side. He was doing the same on T-side Mirage as well. We think about those like late B attacks while his team are running AXX here as well, solo A, while they're going for a B play. But, it's always awkward when you're on that T-lurk and your team just get eviscerated. He started running back, but I think someone had already called the save call, and so they couldn't get that bomb back in time. He just goes for kills. Bit of damage, few stats to pad, but ultimately Vitality shut down the B execute. Magisk and Apex hold strong. And now we're running out of rounds, running out of funds for NiP. Ooh, they're even getting cocky on Vitality, sending it down mid, and a free kill and escape. ZywOo will miss his chance to get a second, but a 5v4 is beautiful, and ZywOo still wants more. Oh, they heard it! They called it a head trick. He just dodged death. Alexi fighting for it still, but somehow Apex takes out res, and Spinks even goes a one step further. They are relentless on Vitality in this round, and a 4v2, even removing the AWP from middle. Spinks, oh, he will die to a Mach 10 at range, but Vitality is still sitting pretty.
That is a beautiful little aggro round out of Vitality, though. Everything about it, just kind of the trades of contact, different players fighting from different aggro angles. You never knew where to look if you were NiP, and you just got bogged down in middle, getting pressured from left and right. Everywhere, every time you adjusted, there was a new player fighting you.
And it catches them off guard, because we've seen a pretty respectful CT side, right? Like, other than like Apex going banana, getting an opening kill and falling back into B, that's really all we've seen in terms of of aggro from Vitality. No apps plays, not even mid-fighting. They've given away brackets most of these rounds. So as soon as NiP come in with a play to a very important gun round, Vitality just disrupt it. And yeah, this is the disruptor on your screens.
50 years old.
How are you supposed to stop him? 14-9. And that brief glimmer of hope for NiP with 3 A executes that worked well. But even ZywOo missing shots and all of his rifling friends come up with the goods. Must hurt to be NiP in this game right now.
Yeah, really bringing them back down to earth.
Okay, I like the change. Why not?
ZywOo clapping cheeks, out with the swing. And I mean, much like Earth to Uranus, this is an entirely different atmosphere between these two squads right now. Spinks over on the balcony. Apex fighting from long. Everyone wanting to be involved here for Vitality. Everyone wanting their piece of the pie.
Oh, he's on a different planet, all right. Apex sky high in the clouds. And what a recovery and scoreline as well, because he had like 2 kills coming into this half. Dupreeh robs that kill, and ZywOo in the library even finds his shot low HP. They chase him down, and they stay in their heads rent-free, baby. 15-9. We all know where this one's going. Vitality have come into Katowice storming.
Yeah, and I think, you know, this is what Vitality needed. This is the kind of boost they needed, right? Having these good results at the start of the year, a big year for this squad, one where they've got some serious, you know, legwork they've had to put in. They've got to show some results. It's got to show some promise. There's also, you know, the major happening in the home country of the organization, and for 2 of these players, there is a lot riding on 2023, and so they wanted to have their heads held high.
And you know, how long have they been trying to not just, you know, do that, but also build a not just a French-only squad, but at one point it was Apex and ZywOo, the 2 remaining players from the initial Vitality roster all the way back in 2018, right? Still here, still with a dream of taking trophies and titles. Spinks finds config on the A site, and there's re-aggression at B. Vitality do not respect NiP, and knife out. Caught is Brolin. He just pulled his gun, but too little and too late in this map and in this series for NiP. Vitality have come to play today, and it has been a joy watching them on the server.
Yeah, you really hope that these sorts of performances can be kept up, right? That this is the Vitality we're going to get to see for a long while. Rez with the dig! He had me believing for a moment, but shut down, locked out. It's a Vitality win in their opener. They're looking to make a run happen through this upper bracket, and man, that was one hell of a debut for the Vitality squad.
Yeah, they're in a great group as well to do it. The next game will be the winner of Outsiders Fnatic. They have a chance to maybe make a run straight to the playoffs in just a couple of BO3s. For NiP, down to the lower side and a lot more fighting to do.